As a professor of theology, teaching religion, focusing on Judaism and the Hebrew Bible, I've been long concerned about the integration of social justice issues, especially around race, in religious studies. They really are inseparable, in my view, and I'm so glad that this is an opportunity for us in academia to take a stand and show that we are A, concerned about racial injustice, that B, our teaching has to address it, and C, that we're not going to stand by silently while black people, are being shot at by the police and killed by the police. Um, for me, the year 2015 with Eric Gardner's murder and Michael Brown's murder were wake up calls for me. And I decided from that point on that I would always include in any course I'm teaching, whether it's an introduction to theology or a course in the Hebrew Bible or a course in Jewish studies or Talmud, there would always be an element of focusing on issues of race and policing and criminal justice. I've been very fortunate to be involved with a lot of organizations doing work in the areas of criminal justice reform, police accountability, anti-racism work. I've also been very, very fortunate to teach in a prison program with Bard College, teaching in correctional facilities, where I've been able to meet some extraordinary people who are incarcerated and behind bars, but who are, we give me the chance to really see in practice that people are much more than the worst thing they've ever done, and that there is redemptive opportunity in all of us. This country is at a crossroads right now. I mean, it's a crossroads that we've unfortunately been at multiple times, but there's something about right now the pace with which police have been killing black people on circumstances that are basically start with arrest has reached a point that is it's hard to even say it's not comprehensible, and it's also unbearable. Unbearable. I mean, I know so many people, black men and women, friends of mine, who are in such pain right now, and I am in such pain right now. We are all in such pain right now. When William Barr can say casually that yes, it's true that when black people are stopped by the police, they are treated as suspects before they are treated as citizens, but that's not systemic racism. There's a real problem in understanding. We have to come to terms with the fact that this country is fundamentally based on racism. It was founded in a racist context. It was established in ways that would ensure the continuation of racist values. The 1619 Project, which everyone who has not yet read or listened to it should do so, makes it very clear that the founding fathers, for all their lofty language about equality and their supposed concerns about the potential hypocrisy between their lofty values and what they were doing in their own homes, was not as difficult for them as perhaps we wanted to believe it is. They part of one of the motivations for the revolution was to prevent England's ban of the slave trade to affect the Americas. And in our post-Civil War era, when we had an opportunity to really perhaps make fundamental change, restorative change, again we failed. And we are now seeing the consequences of that failure in the economic disparities that have been continued, the fact that white people can accumulate wealth in general, by and large, more readily than black people can, in general, by and large. Obviously, there are exceptions in each of these categories. We're seeing it with the coronavirus, where the disparities in both outcome, in infection rates, outcome, and care point to, again, the systemic inequalities that are here in this country. So as a person interested in learning and teaching, I feel that this strike today is a vitally important statement to show that we're not going to stand silently. We may be limited now by the pandemic and what we can do and where we can go, but we are not going to be silent, and we're not going to allow these atrocities against